Funding of Ben Kurns' documentary Sunny Days is brought to you in part by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and for viewers like you. Thank you.
In a bleak world, only one thing can stop the mass of poverty.
Puppets. The year was 1968, and Joan Cooney had just received funding to begin work on a little project called Sesame Street. The 60s followed the 50s, which were known as a time of unrest with communists, which never really went away until the late 80s with the fall of the Berlin Wall and the subsequent fall of the USSR. However, that is a long time from the founding of Sesame Street.
In the 60s, poverty was still an issue. Many kids were watching TV for 26 to 27 hours per week. They were not learning much. And this girl, Cooney, came up with this whole show idea. It was a way to teach kids values that they couldn't learn elsewhere.
Cooney worked very hard on making the show a reality. Joan didn't just make it for preschoolers, but for preschoolers from disadvantaged positions. She wanted it to be equally accessible to all children, regardless of ethnic background. It was PBS who aired Sesame Street. PBS was known for being untouched by biased advertisements. It was a station where you could watch a show without being bombarded by medical ads or who to vote for. It wasn't funded by companies, but by the government.
See, Cooney, she knew the show was never going to get produced if it wasn't appealing to their entire audience. Sure, it had to be educational for the children. That was its main goal, but it also had to be entertaining for the adults and older siblings who controlled the television. Otherwise, no one would watch it.
But it wasn't the writing or the puppets that shaped the show. It was also shaped by the time period. The 60s were a time for change. Sesame Street was born from that. It pushed the norms, and every character did it in their own special way.
Hello, Kermit the Frog here. Pardon if my voice sounds a little funny. Jim, old Jim couldn't make it to the recording studio today. The handsome guy. You know what? Forget it. I grabbed this pile of felt off a shelf from the Walmart on the corner of 2nd and Maple, and yeah, it's me, Cameraman Kai. Wait, what's this? Between you and me, he's not very good. Oh, that doesn't happen. I've had enough of these cue cards. No, cut the cameras. I'm not doing this in this take. We'll do it in. And the only reason you called me here was because I had the best impersonation. Doing this again.
Cut! Anyway, the characters on Sesame Street were meant to show all the diverse people that you could meet on the street. There were real people, puppets, all sorts of people. Some puppets were representing the conditions some kids found themselves in. My friend Elmo lived in a nice apartment with his parents, but then Oscar, the Grouch, lived in the trash, so yeah, the list goes on. The street was a very friendly place and taught tolerance to kids of all shapes and sizes. Originally, it was not named Sesame Street, but I was the one that named it in a promotional pitch. You see, Kyle, it's not that hard. The street still is, a happier place where kids can learn to be kinder, smarter, and stronger. Through the years, segments changed, including, but not limited to, the number of the day, the letter of the day, Elmo's World, Abby Cadabby's Flying Fairy School, Murray Had a Little Lamb, and Bert and Ernie's Great Adventure. However, with all the changes, the message remains the same as did the goal, to teach kids to be better.